Hello, my name is Greg Villalobos, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Adventure Spec Linesman Jacket. Okay, so the Linesman Jacket, the Linesman Jacket is what started everything for Adventure Spec. It was one of our first products, our first jackets that we brought to market, and really it kind of came about because we couldn't find what we wanted. So Chris and Dave, who were responsible for the development of this jacket, have got a lot of experience riding around the world. They've done big trips. You can find some of Dave's adventures down to Africa on our YouTube channel.
Well, hello again.
And really, the Linesman Jacket was our kind of answer or our response to the fact that we couldn't find the right trail riding jacket that was really built for trail riders, not necessarily road riders or kind of long distance adventure riders, but people that are kind of going out riding trails, getting hot, sweaty, camping off their bike, all that kind of stuff. Couldn't really find that in one jacket. And so the Linesman Jacket was our answer. In a nutshell, the Linesman Jacket is a CE A-rated soft shell motorcycling jacket. So it includes body armor, force field level 2 body armor. That's pretty good stuff. And that's in the elbows, shoulder, and on the back. And the jacket itself has Kevlar abrasion panels on the kind of the high impact abrasion areas. I'm going to go into a bit more detail about kind of the way the jacket functions and what you can expect if you're riding in this. And that's really based on my own experience of this jacket. I've been riding in it since its inception, so maybe, I don't know, 6 years I've been riding this jacket. There's been a few variations and updates along the way. I've not been lucky enough to have the time to ride around the world yet. I have a young family, but I have done extensive miles, thousands of miles all over Northern Europe with this jacket. And I've used it for kind of day trips, just out trail riding with friends. And I've used it for multi-day trips on the Trans-Euro Trail, where we've been away for kind of up to 2 weeks, living off the bikes. Okay, so before we get into the technical details, the first thing I kind of wanted to say about this jacket is it's an adventure trail jacket. It doesn't really feel like a motorcycle jacket. And I think that's pretty obvious to look at. One of the things that we wanted to do with this was to create something that had a bit of a toned down appearance to it. So it was fully functional as you need it to be, but when you get off the bike and walk into a cafe in, I don't know, some Moroccan village or a Spanish town plaza or an Italian square, and you go and get your little macchiato or can of Coke or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world, you don't necessarily stand out and look like a motorcyclist. So we didn't want this to be an overly kind of in your face, look at me, I'm an adventure rider jacket. We wanted it a little bit toned down, and that's something that I really appreciate about this jacket. When I'm trail riding around the UK, I'm not wearing a Barber jacket and wellies, which is the stereotypical view of kind of old school trail riders. But I do feel that this jacket has got something of an old school vibe, and it feels a little bit more fitting in the countryside than something that's a bit leery and in your face. So this is Chris. Chris is a size medium, so you can kind of see how it fits someone of a medium build. So shot here in the studio, and then we've got over here Clive. Clive's a larger fit, so I think Clive's probably an XL, and there you can see how it fits someone with a bigger body shape. So here in Europe, you may well be aware of the Trans-Euro Trail. If you're in Australia or stateside, the Trans-Euro Trail is a project that Adventure Spec have been part of, and we're up to about 70,000 kilometers of trail riding routes around Europe, in almost every country in Europe, virtually. And you can download these GPXs and head off on your own adventure for free. It's a pretty trailblazing project. And when we were developing the Linesman Jacket, it wasn't called the Linesman Jacket. It was called Adventure Spec soft shell prototype number 8215 or something like that. But we were involved in the early stages of the Trans-Euro Trail at the time, and we kind of felt it was quite fitting to name this jacket the Linesman Jacket, because the linesmen and women are the people around Europe that curate and look after the routes through their country. And so a linesman is someone that has put this route through England or France or whatever, and made it available for you to go and ride for free. And so we named the Linesman Jacket in honor of these wonderful people. And really, it was just a great fit, because the Linesman Jacket is absolutely designed to help you take on these trails and go off and have your kind of multi-day adventures through the Trans-Euro Trail. So earlier this year, I was in Spain. Home for me is the UK. So we went down to Spain, and me and a group of friends went off and rode the Trans-Euro Trail. There's a film you can go and have a look at where you can see some of the gear in action.
For the viewers at home, we're going to see if we can run Greg Villalobos off the side of a mountain, but we're going too up on the KTM. I'll squish your banana, mate. Maybe if I just go. Yeah, it works! We really thought that we would be up here in the snow at the moment. We've packed our thermals, and the only snow we've seen at the moment is all the way in the distance over there, so that's the edge of the Pyrenees.
This is Noel riding through quite a dusty but quite lush plain at the start of the trip. There's Noel again, and you can notice that the Linesman Jacket has had its sleeves taken off, and I'm going to talk more about that, about why and how that works. Noel here with the Linesman Pant on. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Linesman Pant in a minute. So on these trips, there's 5 or 6 of us, and we ride around maybe like 1,000, 2,000 miles for a couple of weeks, living off the back of the bikes. And the Linesman Jacket is a core part of what we wear for those trips, and it's pretty versatile. Okay, so the Linesman Jacket is CEA rated. So in Europe, when you buy, or rather when we sell and make and sell motorcycle clothing, everything we sell has to be CE rated. If it's not CE rated, you cannot sell an item of clothing for road motorcycling. So the ratings go from AAA down to AA, A, B, C. And each rating within that has a safety performance that garment must meet. And in order to get your ratings, you have to build your product, build your jacket, and then submit it to an independent lab. And they do all sorts of tests, impact tests, abrasion tests, seam strength tests, and at the end of that process you get your rating. And from a consumer's perspective, from your perspective, this is important because it gives you the confidence that the thing that you're buying has been tested and has met a certain safety level, and you can use that information to make informed decisions about what level of comfort and safety and protection that you want out of your clothing. And so within the Linesman Jacket, we have force field level 2 armour. It's a very high performing and quite lightweight armour. It's kind of some of the best that you can buy. And that is present in the elbows, shoulders and back. We sometimes get asked questions, can we sell the Linesman Jacket without armour in it? Well, strictly speaking, we can't, because if we sold it without the armour, it wouldn't meet its CE ratings, and therefore we could not sell this to you as something that you can wear for motorcycling on and off-road. And over the top of that armour, we have abrasion panels. So it is a soft shell jacket, so it is quite a comfortable jacket to wear. And the Kevlar abrasion panels are designed to be a balance between comfort and also kind of adding some of that abrasion protection that you need if you go down on tarmac. We get asked questions sometimes, why is the Kevlar panels the color they are? In our first version of this jacket, they were slightly different color. So the Kevlar that we use, or the panels that we use, we upped the Kevlar content in that to kind of add a little bit more abrasion protection. And so Kevlar naturally comes out as a yellow fabric, a yellow material, a yellow weave, and it's quite hard to dye that another color. So the reason why the Kevlar panels are the color that they are is simply because of the Kevlar content. And you see Will here pairing up his Linesman jacket with the Mongolia pant. And you can find out more about the Mongolia pant in one of our other films. And so when you hold the Linesman jacket, it feels like a soft shell. It is very kind of soft and light to hold. It's very supple. There's no waterproofing in it. It is splash proof, but it doesn't have a waterproof layer, so it's very breathable. And the Kevlar panels add a little bit of stiffness, but not too much. So yeah, I guess it feels much lighter than a denim jacket, but a little bit more substantial than a fully soft shell, because the Kevlar adds a little bit of oomph to it. So the Linesman jacket is part of what we call our ADV layering system. So the idea there is that you only wear the layers that you need when you need them. So if it is not raining, we don't really feel that there's any need to be riding around all day in a waterproof jacket that has limited breathability, especially if it's hot. So the Linesman jacket is not waterproof. If it rains, it is designed to withstand a light shower. If you're riding like Will here through a river or puddle, you're going to be absolutely fine. But if it starts hammering with rain, like it did here in Scotland with Will, there comes a point at which that jacket is going to become saturated. So it's designed to work with something like our Aquapack jacket or our single track jacket that goes over the top. And these are waterproof jackets that live in your bag. When it starts raining, or if it's cold and you need some wind protection, you put it over the top, and that layer gives you that protection that you need for the conditions that you're riding in. Okay, so this is quite an important picture, and something that I kind of really want to kind of get across. We have a sizing film that's going to go into this in a bit more detail. So if you're particularly interested in this, go and watch that. But the brief synopsis is that the collars of each of our layers, so we have, say, the Baltic hybrid mid layer, the Linesman jacket outer layer, and then the single track waterproof layer that you put over the top. All of those collars are designed to work with whatever you're wearing underneath. So if we take, for example, the Baltic hybrid jacket as 0, the Linesman jacket is +1, the collar size is +1, and then the single track jacket is +2. And what that means is that you, whatever layer you're putting over the top is not going to cinch the collar too tight on the jacket underneath. And that's kind of a neat little feature that often gets overlooked, but is actually, when you start wearing all these layers in practice, you start to realize that actually the fact that those collars become more relaxed depending on which layer you're wearing makes for a much more comfortable experience. So I mentioned breathability is a very breathable soft shell jacket, but to add more, we've included vents on the front and back of the jacket. So these are chest vents, or the chest pockets actually, that when you're open, they've got a mesh material behind them, so they act as a vent. And then also on the back of the jacket, down the sides, there are 2 large vents that run from top to bottom, and when you've got those open, it makes for a huge amount of cooling. If you don't need that much cooling, you can just open the rear vents, for example, if you're getting hot and sweaty and you need to breathe a bit more, or if you want to ride through the air and get some airflow through the jacket, you can open both. And the way that those big vents on the back are positioned are they're specifically in the locations that they're in to work with rucksacks, because we know that if you're trail riding, chances are you're going to have a bladder on your back or a rucksack on your back, and having the vents on either side of that rucksack means that you can still get your ventilation. Okay, the sleeves. This is something I've been quite keen to talk about. The sleeves unzip and come off this jacket, turning the Linesman jacket into a gilet. If that is the right word. I feel very weird. I'm not very French, but yeah, a gilet, which is kind of like a vest really. And when we launched this jacket many years ago, people did ask us, why did the sleeves come off? Because when you remove those sleeves, the elbow armor is situated within those sleeves, and so the elbow armor comes out. And also the shoulder armor, you have to remove and clip the shoulder armor pocket away inside the jacket. So essentially, you take the sleeves off, you're removing your protection, and all of a sudden, the jacket loses its CE rating. So people were asking very fairly, why did we design it for the sleeves to be removed? This year, in a couple of weeks, we are launching the Supershirt.
Rob? Yeah, all good.
Are you okay, man?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And the Supershirt was always part of the ADV layering plan, right back at the start, many, many years ago. The Supershirt, and you can go and find out more information on our website, and there's more films about the Supershirt. The Supershirt is a CE AA rated base layer that has incredibly high impact and abrasion qualities, abrasion resistance qualities. So what that allows you to do is you wear all of your protection next to your skin in your base layer, and then you're free to wear whatever you want over the top. And so when we were riding in Spain and it was very hot, we all had super shirts on, and this allowed us to take the sleeves off the Linesman jacket and ride with a lot more airflow and a lot more comfort in hot conditions without sacrificing any protection. This is not the Supershirt film. This is the Linesman Jacket film. I could talk a lot more about the Supershirt, and in fact I do, so go have a look at some of the other films. I'll just say that it's kind of really revolutionized the way that we gear up for adventure motorcycling, and the Linesman Jacket, it works wonderfully with the Supershirt, and I'm really, really happy that we're now at a point where we can talk more and show more about how the Linesman and the Supershirt work together. On the back of the jacket, there's some zipper pockets. These are pretty good for stashing a pair of gloves or some food or anything that you kind of might want to keep on you but not put in a rucksack. The real main reason they're there is that if you unzip the sleeves and take the sleeves off and you don't have anywhere to put those, they fit perfectly in those rear pockets. Okay, so you can see Chris here on the CREF 300L with the Adventure Spec parts fitted. He is wearing the Linesman Jacket and the Linesman Pant. So the Linesman Pant has been developed to work very well with the Linesman Jacket. Depending on when you're watching this film, they are going to be coming out later this year, or if you're watching this next year, they're already out. Go have a look on our website and you find out more details. But in a nutshell, they have got the same approach to styling. So that is a toned down, relaxed, not in your face, motorcycle styled pair of pant. They are CE AA rated. They're incredibly comfortable, and they feature the same Kevlar panels on the knees that we have on the arms and shoulders of the Linesman Jacket. I've been riding in mine for over a year now, testing the prototypes and developing them. I think that the combo of the Linesman Jacket and the Linesman Pant is perfect for something like Trans Euro Trail, where you want that kind of relaxed traveler look, but still has all of the performance and the technical spec that you require when you're adventure motorcycling. Okay, so that's it. That's the roundup of the Linesman Jacket. I hope I covered most of what you were looking for. If I didn't, leave a comment and I will do my best to answer it, unless someone from the community gets to it first. Thank you for your time. If you want to find out more and you like what Adventure Spec's about, do subscribe here on YouTube. Before we go, I just want to tell you about our email newsletter. I send out an email once a week, and it's a little bite-sized snippet of everything that's going on in our adventure motorcycling world. It's something I'm very proud of, and I put quite a lot of time and effort into. So I'd love to see you over there. Follow the links, subscribe. Thank you for your time. Safe riding. I'll see you soon.